Hello everyone, and welcome back to So Many Games So Little Time. My name is Joachim, and we will be continuing the Kickstarter Top 50, well, the Kickstarters that I've backed so far. Of course, the longer this takes, the more Kickstarters arrive, so it's not really up to date anymore, but it doesn't matter. I had this list, so we're going with this list, okay? So, last time we did 30 to 21, and now we're going to do 20 to 16, so only 5, all right? To make them a little bit shorter, and also to, makes it easier to digest, and it's also cooler because we're reaching number 1 almost, right? Let's dive right in. Number 20 is Night Parade of 100 Yokai. Now, this one was actually quite surprising because I thought this was just super cute. Just look at all these meeples, right? But then turns out there's a pretty nifty game behind it as well. So first of all, you have a modular board, so everything's always going to be different. You have your own clan. You can see it here at the bottom, and you're going to start. This only shows 1 though, but I'll show you later. Here you have the clan, the Gatanoke, the Nekomata, the Onikuma, the Nogetsune, but they all have different abilities. You can see it here on the icons, like these little blue things, there's actually currency, there's spirits. These little are contracts, which are also currency. So this one makes it easier to buy stuff. This is flying, so they're easier to move around for them. The bears have fists, so they can punch people out. The Nogetsune, they have a lot of money as well. So different things. Then there's more expansions with more clans. You can see how cute they all look. I have a bunch of videos, unboxings, all of that as well on the channel. Do feel free to check it out. So basically how you play, you have the engine building, but it doesn't show it because you have 3 of them instead of just 1. You're going to be moving around, and you can see here these are an island, and it has 5. The moment you have 5 units here, you'll be able to build a shrine, and then you'll get the reward, which is here, which is money, right, currency, and you'll put your shrine there. Now you also start with a card with endgame scoring, so you're going to want to put your shrines in certain areas, right? But if you put your person here, then you might be able to do certain actions, but I'll talk about that more in a bit. So look at how cute it all looks, and the art is also nice. You can also flip it, and then you have the night art. These are the yokai cards. Okay, here you have the 3 types of scrolls. So I want to have a picture where you see the game in action. It seems like many Kickstarters don't have this, right? They always show different things, but never just a full image of the game in action. So I'm going to scroll down, see if I can find it somewhere. More than enough videos. Okay, here. This is once again not good enough. It's not what I need. I think once again I'm going to have to go to BGG. Yep, BGG, here I come. Okay, so this is a parade in progress. Now, as you can see, you have the 3 different elements, right? So I think water and wood, I guess this is nature or leaf. I forgot it. It's been a while since I played. So let's say this person has chosen this parade for this turn. So what is going to happen? It has this arrow, right? Here it says place a meeple on a green island because it's a green icon. Here it's blue, here it's orange. So he's going to take a meeple, so one of his foxes, and put it there. Can I make it a little bit closer? Yeah. He's going to put it on one of the islands, okay? Then he's going to get 1 currency. Then he's going to place another one, and that one is going to be able to fly. So he's going to be going a little bit farther. Then he's going to place another one, and it can fly twice. I'm not even sure if it has to be the same one. It can be different ones as well. I'm unsure. And then this one will give him a contract. Contract you can combine with money to get new yokai, which you will then put in your parade somewhere. Now, next turn, he's not going to be allowed to use this one because it's locked. Then he has to use one of the other 2. And then let's say he uses brown, right? Wood. So let's say he uses wood, then this will be flipped over, this will be flipped over, and he does these 3, and so on. So you can kind of predict a little bit what someone might do depending on what they have. And all these icons are different things, like red fist is punching, and all the expansions also introduce new things. So for example, here we have a bunch of, you can see it gets pretty crowded, but that's just cool, I think, right? You're constantly moving around. So basically that's Night Parade of 100 Yokai. You're going to be expanding your parades. You're going to be doing your actions. You're going to be trying to outwit and outsmart people. For example, in the middle here, you have a big one that acquires 7 of your units. But of course, it also gives you more points and rewards if you manage to get there, right? So yeah, really, really cool game. Check it out if you like it. It's definitely worth it. Next on 19 is Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. This is my first big Kickstarter that I backed, and it just looked so awesome. Like King Arthur and so on in this kind of setting, and the way it all looked was like, wow. And I was stupid, but some people might say I'm still stupid. Because, why? Because I had just started painting when I got this, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna play if it's not painted, but then I never ended up painting it. So only like a couple of months ago, I finally played the first scenario, and I liked it, even though many people say, oh, it's too much of a grind, because you have these shrines that you have to keep lit, because if they go out, you die. So a part of the game is always going out, getting the resources, going back to the shrine, lighting it again, or keeping it lit, and then go out again and go back again. And apparently it got really annoying. So some people just did, oh, it is always permanently lit, so I can just keep the story going. Because the story is cool. All the characters play very differently. The fighting is very special as well, because it's like a combination of cards, icons that keep moving to the side. The world itself is nice. You have the whole narration going on with the app, which name I've forgotten. So yeah, it is really, really nice, really high quality production. But it's this low because I haven't played it enough. But the fact that I only played it like once or like once and a half, and it's still on 19, I think that's pretty good, to be honest. I'm looking for an example of the battle, if they have showed it at all, but I don't think so. Yeah. So I say here, go alone or together, explore and decide, survive and develop. Because you do have decisions. I've had the one part that I played, I made some bad and some really good decisions. So survive and develop. So you will be leveling up, and you're choosing what to level up, and that will affect your deck building as well. Here you have fight and negotiate. So you can see these icons, they are the same. So it allows you to chain certain movements to try to defeat the enemy. Consequences as well. You're discovering stuff. Yeah, it's really, 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 really nice. So yeah, that's Tainted Grail. I should really play it. At the moment, it's in storage. All right, next up, which is 18, is the Artemis Project. Okay, this video, of course, is not going to age well when I say that it's a Kickstarter going on right now that changes the base game a little bit and adds some stuff to it, but just so you know. But the base game in itself, I already like a lot. So how does this game work specifically? You have your board. Actually, the board looks different now than the way it looks here, but it doesn't matter. You have your dice. So you're going to be rolling your dice and then placing them in one of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locations, or in the middle, and then do whatever actions it does. So it's a dice placement game. But it's not just like that, because if you put it, let's say here where you can get energy, right? Actually, I'm going to look for a better picture where there's actually stuff on it. Actually, let's just take this one. This is energy, and you can see it here. There's the vents. So you place your, let's say there's a 3 or 4, 6 there. If you have a 3, you're going to bump the others off. And the way it works is when everyone has done their turn, the green guy or girl or person will get 3 cubes. Then I will get another 3 cubes. The one with 4 will get 3, and the 6 will get nothing. So putting the 6 there was a gamble, hoping that nobody else would go there, because then you get a lot of energy. But now he ended up with no energy. So that's how that works. The hangers, number 1, is where you do missions that might give you points or these rewards at the bottom. Also, at the end of the game, for a certain amount of missions, you will get points as well. Then the quarry has the same thing going on as the vents. Also the lower numbers go first, and you get to take that amount of resources. Then the gantry, which is on the right, has all kinds of buildings. These buildings can give you bonuses. You have buildings that are at the bottom or at the top. This one is at the top, so it gives you victory points at the end of the game. But the bottom buildings, which has like this color, more like the blue, the green bluish, those will give you extra resources or bonuses or so on. So if you have those, and also X amount of buildings will give you more points at the end of the game. So that's where you go for buildings, but you have to pay. And also the number that you put down, the die you put down, is the amount of minerals you're willing to pay for it. But if somebody pays more, they bump you off, and then you have nothing. So once again, people can always bump you off. Then you have the doorstep here at the top here. That's where you can get new colonists, because the colonists you get, you can also send on missions, or you need to use them to occupy your buildings, to work, and so on. Every set of original colonists also give you points. So once again here, the lower number gives you first choice, but also makes you have less, because 1 to 2 gives you 1 guy, but 5 to 6 gives you 1 to 3, and 3 to 4, 1 to 2. And then you have the academy, where you put a normal worker, or doesn't matter which worker, but you train them to a new one. So an engineer, I think it's called, 1 to 2, no, researcher, and then you have a soldier, 3 to 4, and 5 to 6 is it's not a commander, but it's something else that I am now, stewards, yeah, pioneers, engineers, marines, and stewards. Oh, this is an engineer, okay, there's no researchers. Okay, so all that together, it's very cutthroat. So here you see the buildings, okay, so the darker ones, they give you a lot of resources, and halfway the game, you're gonna start building these surface building tiles, which are end game scoring tiles. It's just cool. You never really know what other people are going to do, even solo, because solo you're playing against 2 opponents. You roll the dice, they will occupy the spaces on the board, then you roll your dice and occupy, and then you roll another set of dice, and then they might bump you off. You never know. So it keeps the tension going. There's videos on the channel as well if you want to check it out. Really love this game. Really, really love this game. Maybe it should have been higher, but then the other ones are also really good. Okay. Then we have Radlands. Now, some people might expect this higher as well, because I was pretty positive about this. I think the only reason why it's not higher is because I haven't played it much after I played it a bunch when it came out. It is very cool. It plays very fast. It is very fun, but I wish I could play it solo, which of course understandably is not as easy. And it's just simply 2 players, right, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, 2 players, so that makes it a little bit more limited to play with more people. Although you could say you could do a tournament and other people play something else in the meantime, or just watch. I don't know. So, but the art is amazing. The style is amazing. It is basically head to head. You have your bases. If they defeat your bases, well, your camps anyway, then you die. And there's water that is the currency. So yeah, it's just really cool, 1 versus 1. You have punks that are actually face down cards, but they are also people you can use. When you place cards in front of your camps, and they're protected, but some people can actually shoot through them. Your camps themselves have abilities that you can also use. If you get damaged, they only go halfway, so you can always repair them. Same with people. And people, of course, cost money, but then the more expensive they are, the more powerful they are. So there can be some really good ones. You have events that can slowly build up and then change the whole game. I have several videos of this game on the channel. Check it out. It's really cool. These cards are also very special made, and you don't need sleeves because they're already, I don't know what they're called, but you don't need sleeves to protect them. They're just, indestructible or whatever. Yeah, synth resilient card. Here we go. You can do all this and it's not going to affect the card. So pretty cool. They always return back to their original form. So yeah. And then the deluxe edition also looks really, really rad. Okay, so that's Radlands, and that is number 17. Number 16 is Role Player Adventures. There's a bunch of videos on the channel as well. I have actually been playing this without taping it, because I think I did the first 3 or 4 episodes and then I stopped because the views went down to 50. So I think only a limited amount of people were really interested. So I stopped because I had other stuff to do as well. So for those who were watching, I'm sorry. You can always let me know that you were one of them. In that case, maybe you can convince me to keep going anyway and give you a short recap of what happened last time. But what's cool about this is you take a role player and then make your own character, and then you can put it in this adventure game, and then you go out and adventure. You know, you have different adventures, adventure 2, 3, and so on. You read from the book, you encounter people, you get new skills, you assign dice and everything. Yeah, it's just your typical dungeon crawler. You can see here, you can then, and it works. Just the fact that you can first create your character in role player is cool. The story itself is okay. It's not too generic or whatever. It didn't blow me away so far, but it's still nice to do. You can see here the character that you create, all these different cards you had in role player change in adventures with different abilities, but you still use all of them. You can easily role play if you want to. You also have skill checks that you have, different maps that go with every adventure. Tome of adventure encounters that you read through, the story books, the party journal. There's a bunch of stuff in there. I really enjoy it, and the more XP you get, the more cards you get, the more you expand your character, the more you can mitigate. But the enemies, of course, also get stronger. Yeah, it's just cool to see it all in action, and I really enjoy it. If I ever finish the whole campaign, will I keep it? I don't know about that. I guess we'll have to see. Also, you see this book here. This actually gives you all your characters a backstory that you discover while you're playing, kind of like Baldur's Gate and so on, where you and Mass Effect, where you slowly know more about your companions. Same thing here. So you're moving around the map. Sometimes you're also getting, you see new cards that expand the map as well, which is cool. You have to decide when you rest and when you don't rest, because fatigue will also lower your health. So yeah, there's quite a bit of strategy in there as well. But yeah, check the videos if this sounds interesting to you. And then I think that's the last one, right? Yeah, that is the last one. That's just the 5 that I want to talk about now. See, 17 minutes. I think that's pretty good. So the rest will always be 5, 5, 5. But there will be, or maybe even the last 5 will be 5 different videos to really go in depth, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so that's it. My name was Joachim. This was So Many Games, So Little Time. Thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe if you haven't yet, or press like, or just tell me what you think about all these games. You know, do you agree with the way they are ranked? Would they be different for you? Would you like to buy them? Are you interested? Who knows, right? Let me know. I mean, okay, that was it. This was So Many Games, So Little Time. I was Joachim. Have a very nice day. Bye-bye.